What up, Fight World, Boxing Ego? I'm with the Fillmore representative, Bay Area, hard hitter. So what's good with you, man?
Hey man, you know, just doing my thing, you know, training and maintaining. You know, we all know that Mayfield get those last minute phone calls. That's the only type of phone calls I get when it's time to fight, man. So I pretty much gotta stay ready, man, for the most part. But you know, to be real, you know, now it's like to the point I haven't fought since November, so it's not about me just staying ready. It's just that it's a lifestyle for me. So I mean, hey, I get bored when I'm not working out or whatever, man. And I'm an entrepreneur, so you know, I own a few businesses or whatever. So I get to work out at my own leisure. So you know, I'm just keeping in shape.
So you got some last minute phone calls. Showtime, Sean Porter. That was a PBC event and it didn't work out on Spike TV. Who else? They said Errol Spence Jr. was a candidate, a possibility, but that fell through too.
Yeah, you know, that was a possibility maybe several weeks back. This time when he had fought a Latin,
Phil LaGreco?
LaGreco, it was that fight, exactly.
Oh, so this is recently?
Yes, it was recent. And you know, somebody had wrote that you should fight Spence or whatever, and I wrote, you know, I tried to, but they pulled out. It was via Twitter, and he tweeted back, "Stop lying, bruh." So you know, I just wanted to put out there, bruh. That's nothing that I'm gonna lie about. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I had got the call. Maybe you need to ask your handlers if they turned in a fight. He probably honestly don't know about it. You know what I mean? Because I'm not here to say, oh, he was scared to take the fight. I mean, ain't no fighter scared to take a fight. To fight. You know what I mean? But his handlers obviously didn't think I was, you know, a good opponent at that time. Even though I would have only had a week notice. It was a week before the fight, and I literally went and got my blood tests and everything. They had me go, like, that's the only thing. My medicals was up to date. Fight fans of that don't know. And Athletic Commission, Las Vegas and California make you do a rigorous testing, and so that they're on you like real tough or whatever. And anyhow, I had all my medicals done, MRI, EKG, all that, except blood. So they literally flew me in. They sent me to go get my blood. Went to get that. I'm at the airport. They like, nah, the camp don't want to take the fight. The promoter wanted to fight, but the camp don't want to fight. So anyhow, man, I ain't lying about that. This is another thing I want to address. I seen somebody, he didn't tag me, even though he could have tagged me. You know what I mean? He wrote, oh man, these boxers be fake. It was literally right after that tweet. He was like, these boxers be fake. You know, first they ask you for your phone number and say they be in camp with you, and then they talk about you or something. So somebody tagged me on that. So then I addressed it. You know what I mean? I'm like, bruh, I did say that you know, he had seen me at the casino. He was like, Mayfield, you think I can get some work? He was from the fight. I forget what opponent he was. You know, I had no beef on him. Like, yeah, we can get it in. And anyhow, so I'm saying that to say that he said I told him, I'm like, bro, we ain't best friends. You know what I mean? I'm not your BFF. You know what I mean? They offered 150K. They all gotta go. You feel me? I'm keeping it 1,000. I got folks that I say, man, if it's over 6 figures, man, we go get it in. That's to my loved ones, and we gonna go to vacation after. You feel me? Other than that, man, it's boxing heyday nowadays, man. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I ain't no hard feelings. You know what I mean? Shit. I got a family to feed. You dig?
So what are you campaigning at? Are you at 140, 147?
To be honest, wherever the opportunity presents itself, you know what I mean? Because nowadays, I haven't fought this since November, and everyone knows that I'll be a good candidate to fight, you know what I mean? Floyd Mayweather had mentioned my name for a reason, you know what I mean? But the powers that be didn't want that fight to happen. But anyhow, he knew I would have been a good candidate. He seen me get in work, put in work, whatever. But you know what I mean? Like I said, man, you know, I have 2 losses on my record, but never been beat up, battered, or bruised. You feel me? So with that being said, I've never been outclassed. It's not like nobody ever did me in. It was very close fights, to be honest. And eventually, I do want to pay the rematches, man, because they was hella close. If you go back and watch them, you say, oh, Mayfield certainly could have won that. But anyhow, man, they losses on my record, but they haven't ruined me. You know what I mean? Like I mentioned, I haven't been beat up, battered, or bruised. So I mean, I'm looking for big fights. You know what I mean? And all these PB fights, C fights going on, and all these other networks that's throwing fights. You know, the world. I'm a name that should be mentioned in for one of these up and coming fighters, regardless if I'm on the A side or if I'm on the B side.
For sure. And what was the toughest camp that you were a part of, that you worked with? You've been in Danny Garcia, Pacquiao, different camps like that. What was the toughest camp you've been in?
I say probably Margarito. Margarito is one of the toughest camps that I.
Oh, you was in the Margarito camp?
I was in the Margarito camp. He was getting ready for Sugar Shane Mosley, and I said he was the toughest because at that point, you know, in my career, I was boxing a lot of boxers, and I actually didn't know how to handle that pressure. I didn't know how to handle the pressure. But about 4 days later, boy, I adjusted to that and started doing my thing. But I'm not gonna talk about sparring because all the haters out there, sparring is not fighting. Man, it's not fighting. Sparring ain't fighting. So with that being said, if the gloves were smaller, I'd really be knocking them out. You feel me? But nevertheless, to answer your question, yeah, Margarito was probably the hardest camp. But I made adjustments and figured it out. But it's my first time in world class sparring.
For sure. And where can the fans stay in touch with Karim Mayfield? Keep up to date.
Man, I would say Facebook. It's Facebook Karim Mayfield. Too many people don't be on Facebook no more. Instagram, Karim Hard Hitter Mayfield. But people are Snapchatting it up nowadays, man. So I'm just gonna say jump to Snapchat. That's Hard Hitter SFZ. Hey, not a dull moment, man. I'm a very interested guy. Got a lot of charisma, man. Real cool. You know what I mean? Know a lot of haters on there. He's cocky and all, man. Shut up, you Mark. A lot of you Marks ain't even had no. You know what I mean? You Marks ain't even had no sibling fights, and y'all talking about critiquing boxers and speaking on boxers, and people were saying people were scared and saying some people was bums. You dudes didn't even get spanked by your doctor when you were born. That's how soft you are. You know what I mean? So just keep your little opinions to yourself. Maybe say a little bit, but y'all be going in a little bit too much, man. So I'm going in on you chumps. Yeah, you. I'm looking right at you.
And last question, what do you think of PBC? Is this good for boxing? You got some hate, you got some people that love it. What's your thoughts?
Man, I think it's wonderful for boxing, man. I'm excited that it's on so often. You know, I can just tune into all the fights. But going back to what I said earlier, man, I'm not on it, so I can't be too excited. I would like to be headlining on that real soon. You know, like I said, I feel I definitely deserve a big fight with all those fights that they're putting on. But yeah, going back to that, man, it's a beautiful thing to see boxing back in the game, you know what I mean? As when they said that UFC was gonna kill it, you know what I mean? And now it came back strong. Shout out to PBC, man. Y'all need to put me on real soon, you dig?
All right, you heard it first. Hard Hitter.
Yeah.
We out.
I don't care.